Hello YouTubers, hello subscribers. Hey, hit the button. It's that easy. I've moved up 2 or 3 subscribers, but I need like 900. I need like, hey, 4 or 5,000. I mean, let's do it. I'm trying to bring you as much content as I can. Some of it may be worthy and some of it may not be, but anyway, I need the subscribers. So today we are installing a new shifter in this 01 Cobra. And let me see if I can turn this thing around for you. Hold on for a second. Let's try this. Okay, here we go. Mad Brad's Customs. We are installing the shifter. This is SR Performance. And it is for this transmission. And they'll tell you in the instructions, in case you just didn't know, that you better remove this little plastic piece off your stock shifter. TR 3650s only, but anyway, because their ball is smaller, and I guess that's for the other transmissions, but you do need this bushing. Anyway, on with the install. Now, I've had so much problems with this car. I know I bought it at a decent price, and with some decent money I could have flipped it and painted it and did all kinds of things correct to it. I'm so lucky that the interior turned out well. Carpet's in good shape, the dash, headliner, everything in here is in good shape, and it all cleaned up well. And of course, I'll clean it all again when I'm done, probably painting, which should be my next few steps after this motor gets to running. Anyhow, the previous owners have been so much with this car. Drive shaft bolts not even tightened, not even hand tightened all the way in, just barely stuck in. One was all the way in, the other 3 was just barely in. And I can't believe that when I got this motor that he supposedly had a fresh rebuild on, and he supposedly had all the paperwork to prove that, and within that made me bid on the car after talking to the owner. And he says, you know, I shouldn't call him a liar, but you're a liar. I mean, let's face it, everything that's been wrong with this car is everything that you said shouldn't be wrong with it. Sure, I knew it was a used car. I knew it had been sitting for some point in time. I mean, let's face it, it's been in the sun, it's faded like crazy. But anyway, you said you had a fresh rebuilt motor that you never driven on the highway. That's a lie. Motor was full of carbon and crazy stuff, and I had to do so much to this engine. And I'm going to tell you, I had to do so much to this engine because he lied about all of it. I had to pull it all apart. I had to get correct pistons, correct rings, correct rod bearings, correct main bearings. So this motor, as I've previous videos you'll see, I went completely back through it. I had the heads at the machine shop. The man went through them, corrected anything he saw wrong. Luckily, I guess the young man, I just call him like he is, the liar, the heads were not bad at all. They were probably nothing he had touched other than he took them off of one greasy, slimy ass motor and stuck it right on a brand new block, brand new pistons. How crazy is that? Nobody does that that's called herself a mechanic. Well, anyway, let me just move forward here in what we're doing today. The transmission hardly had any fluid in it. He had left the drain plug of this transmission 2 threads in, not even tightened up. So apparently it sat there for whatever time period and leaked all the transmission out. Well, that's fine. I was going to drain it anyway, because I don't trust any damn thing. I'm going through all of it. Yeah, and like the factory shifter that he pulled out when he pulled the motor, he didn't even put sealer or anything on it. He just stuck the old shifter back on there, and of course it showed signs of leaks all around it. Oh, and he told me he spilt transmission fluid. Well, I just put my 3.3 gallons in this thing, quarts. God, why did I say gallons anyway? Into this thing, and I used the funnel, didn't spill a damn bit, nowhere, you know. Reckless Shade Tree. I don't know. I'm going to start having to tell y'all who he is, because I'm so afraid of somebody taking something to him and he really dilly-dally him like he's done this car. And if he's done this car that way, then every damn thing he works on is half-ass. So anyway, in the future, I think as soon as the lawyer I hired gives me some clarifications, I'm going to start saying who the guy is. Yeah, I'm taking his mother to court, and hopefully we'll get that court date soon. Because I feel like he should have to pay me for all this extra I've had to put in this car that he claimed he had. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this. So anyway, the shifter needs to have sealer on it. And all you got to do is just wipe a small thin coat of sealer around here. Yeah, and it's that easy. And I use a ultra black on everything, because over the years, all the motors I've been able to build, the ultra black seems to hold up. I think they started making this quite a few years back. But anyway, and seals up well. It's easy to do. Seems like when I get it in the cracks on my finger, though, it don't clean out so good, these old hands. But hell, it'll wear out. I keep busy every day. I don't sit on my ass, that's for sure. Hell, I can't sit on my ass. I don't know. I know plenty of friends that can hang around and just enjoy themselves, but I'm just too hyper, I guess. But anyway, let's just see if we can get some silicone around this thing, get this shifter put in, and then we can finish up the motor. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the exhaust manifolds, and I guess I just didn't catch this, but it's another thing. When he put the bolts for the exhaust pipe up to the exhaust manifold, the passenger side, the upper bolt had got put in and stripped. And I guess he just took an impact and just run it on up there. Well, at pulling it off and cleaning them and grinding on them and painting them and everything I did, I had totally forgot about that bolt, because once it was painted, I guess it wasn't noticeable that the threads were bad. They wasn't so bad that you would have thought, man, I better change that. I mean, it wasn't that bad. They just looked like they had the wrong bolt put on, or the bolt put on crooked and just slammed it on up there, you know. Anyway, my bad. So now I'm having to deal with that, but I do have the exhaust pipe on and all the bolts and nuts in the exhaust manifolds for that pipe anyway. It is done, and I just got to get one stud pulled out the top of the passenger side and replaced, and that's not that hard to do. It's just tight getting my old self up under the car all the time. But anyway, that's what maybe keeps me going at 63 soon to be. Anyway, yeah, I know y'all didn't need to know that, but anyhow, this is how simple it is to put the shifter in, and there's some adjustments got to be done. Those adjustments will be done once it's installed. And anyway, I'm having some cap difficulties here, but I got it. Okay, put the cap back on there so that stuff doesn't dry out. But Permatex Ultra Black. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no sponsorship or anything like that, but I'm just telling you it's a good product. Holds up well, and I've used it for a long time. So let's go and see what we can do with this shifter now. Let me get this black off my finger. And then, so it ain't in the transmission, wipe clean anything that spilled over. Because when you push it on there, it's going to be more. And if you left anything hanging in, you have a chance of it coming off. I bumped the camera. And so you don't want too much hanging in there on that edge, because when you mash this down, there is going to be some that squirts out. Anyway, so let's see. It looks just like it's so easy to do. And it probably is nothing to it. Just hit the hole. There we go. And it was that easy. These bolts here, you have to adjust them so that when you shift, you have a stop. And then this is just known on stops. You got to have that stop barely touching. I mean, there's got to be a little bit of space so that you're not having trouble getting it into gear because the stop is too far up and hitting this. But anyway, if you get it adjusted right where that arm comes down and touches, just back it off a turn or two. Not even a turn, probably just one turn is about it, but just a little bit of clearance. That way when you bang in gears too, you're not banging against this stop. You will, I mean, but you don't want it to be like out of adjustment too much. Anyway, just read the directions. I know there ain't nothing but pictures, and pictures, well, I know what. I'm a fan of pictures, aren't you? I mean, they do real good to tell people how to do this. Because they know there's people out there probably wanting to put a shifter in the car and they've never done it before. And they make a lot of notations and descriptions and stuff. And it's 2 pages of it. Tells you which transmission and all. Yeah, I go for it. That I actually ordered something for once that actually has good directions. I don't know this company. I don't know anything about them, but they had pretty good ratings. I didn't have any bad ratings anywhere from anybody. They give you some new bolts in the package. And they're stronger than what the factory is. And they claim you should use their bolts. So we're going to do that. I'm a Ford guy. I believe in what Ford made. I don't know about the rest of you. But hey, they look bigger, stronger. And I just would rather go ahead and put bigger, stronger in here. Go. Well, that ain't going so good. No. I'm not having much luck with their bolts. Should have test fitted them first. Alright. Well, I didn't test fit them, but they said they're supposed to fit, but they don't look like they're the right size. I have my Ford bolts right here. Unis, Dos, Trace, yay, Quattro. Alrighty, here we go. I had somebody make a comment on one of my videos that he said I sound more like a Louisiana person than a Charlestonian. Well, let me tell you what. I was born downtown Charleston on the peninsula. Hospital that's not there anymore. They probably tore it down when that ain't the right bolts either. Here we go. Just figuring it all out, I guess. Well, that was the 4, I thought. All right, let me go back to theirs because that doesn't fit either. There we go. Man, it's all about getting it lined up. I guess I didn't have it. Anyway, I was born downtown Charleston. I am as much as a Charlestonian as anybody. There's a lot of people that's moved here and had kids here, but that don't make you a Charlestonian. You had to be born here. So you may have parents that are Yankees, and next thing you know, they have children, and they're rebels. How about that? Anyway, so everybody, this looks pretty easy to do. It's a little bit tight in this corner. Wow. You know, if I drop this thing, I'm going to have to go under the car. Yeah. All right, they said these are 13s. I know y'all ready for this video to end, but we're getting ready to. Yeah, that's me knocking the camera around. Best things I have bought in my lifetime is cordless impacts. Yeah. I'm going to tell you what, Milwaukee, of course, they don't sponsor me. Heck no, ain't nothing free anymore. Ain't like in the fishing business. Fishing business, I used to have all kinds of sponsors. Hell, that's even gone now. My major sponsor now, the only way they give you anything is make you answer a whole bunch of stupid questionnaires. And then they open your sponsorship freebie ordering like 2 times a year, 3 times a year. Man, when they were right and things was plentiful, all I had to do was send an email and say, I need this, I need that, and it was here. I didn't have to do all that crazy survey work. Yeah, and I hate to tell you, it might somehow end up being relative, but they ask some stupid questions. Well, if the product is worthy of it, and I say it's good, you know, and then all the other people that they have on their team says it's good, why you got to ask me 900 different ways to see if I'm still saying it's good? I mean, you know what, I'm lying? Anyway, we just jabbering. So, this thing is in there. I know everybody's waiting to see if it even shifts. I got to adjust it, but I'm going to shift it all first. Here we go. Yeah, here we go now. Well, there's first. Oh man, them threads. Threads about got me. Shift ball, thread protector, whatever you want to call it. Uh-oh. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Yeah. Reverse. Oh yeah, that's so much better than that factory Sloppo. Yeah. Unreal. Alright, YouTubers, don't forget, let me spin you around here so you can see my ugly mug. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment please. I like answering questions from people that have them, and there's some people that ask some really stupid ones, but that's alright, I'm going to answer them too. Anyway, this is Captain Brad, Mad Brad's Customs, and we are looking to maybe buy us a big garage somewhere. Hey, it's a thought. All right, we are out.